What's up? I'm Jolie Live. I'm going to be doing a Get Ready With Me with Loop magazine to tell you how the PuckerUp It's Sugar Sour Mystery Box collab came about and a little bit more about PuckerUp. So let's do this look. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the box came about, how PuckerUp was founded, and show you how I get ready. So first things first, I already started with skin prep, which I use this Refi. I found it because of TikTok, clear face primer. And then I have the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which I swear by this. This one I love so much. And then of course I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. Obviously you can see I use it a lot because it's already faded. I am in shade 3 Fair. And this is just a holy grail that goes under my foundation, which I'm kind of running out of this too. I have the NARS in Barcelona, which I'm not really sure it's my shade. You can kind of see a difference, but this is my base. So next I'll go in with the Hourglass. I have 2 different concealers because my under eyes are kind of like, they have bags most of the time because I'm up late editing all the time. But this is the Hourglass concealer. And the hack that I learned from TikTok is literally combine it with Rare Beauty highlight. So I'll show you obviously how I'm gonna do it. But combining these two is like holy grail to doing your makeup to have like a glow underneath. And then I just do like literally a little bit of this right by it. And then what I do is I go in with the Rare Beauty highlight right here, and I go ahead and put a little bit right here in between, like where I put those dots, and then it just makes for like a crazy combination. And I'll spray my beauty blender with this hydrating floral essence like spray. I got it at like BeautyCon forever ago, like just to dampen the beauty blender. And then what I'll do is use the beauty blender to obviously rub out the concealer. So I'll just go in like this. I don't really, so like the preparation that goes into like when we have filming days for PuckerUp, I pretty much live by the same routine every single day. I'll get up every day at 6. I'll immediately go work out. Like it's the first thing I do. I have to do it or I go mentally insane. I don't really have a choice there. It's the only time that I feel like is to myself that I don't think about PuckerUp. Like it's the only 2 hours, like hour and a half of my life that I'll just like shut off my phone. Like I stay on do not disturb and just kind of zone out everything. That's when I kind of will think about like my personal life, which is very rare. And then I'll go about, you know, my day and doing things like that. But I get up, I immediately work out, and then I'll come back down and then my day gets started and I immediately have to start editing. Okay, so right after I do the concealer, I go in with the Huda Beauty. Fun fact, my first interview ever when I moved to LA, professional, was with Huda herself. I love her. I go in with Pound Cake, the Easy Bake. I don't have the pink shade, I just have this white shade, which, you know, still a staple. I have eyelash glue from last time I wore eyelashes on my eyes, so just ignore that. And then I'll go in with this. I got these from Amazon, obviously. And then I'll go in and just pat my under eye here. This makeup works for me to be on camera. I don't know if like it would work for everyone. I feel like I should get this glue off. But yeah, so I'll go in, I'll put this underneath, and then I'll let that bake while I do my contour. Okay, so for contour, I swear by these two. I love the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand here. I'm just in fair medium, but this Patrick Ta for face, this one is She's Bronzed. The cream contour I'm obsessed with. I use the top around here, I'll show you, and the bottom I'll go in after like I'm done with my makeup. So I'm going to share a little bit, obviously I have my contour on, a little bit about the PuckerUp X It's Sugar Sour Mystery Box came about. So I have been obsessed with It's Sugar for literally, I would say like my entire life. It's definitely been a few years. I went into It's Sugar to buy stock up of like candy for the levels of PuckerUp, and honestly I just love exploring candy stores, and It's Sugar has every candy you can think of, as you probably know if you've been to the store. So oftentimes I'll go in and just do candy hauls in random candy stores, not like really chains, or if I like a couple pieces, like a brand of candy, I would start doing these hauls. Because like my best friend Carly was like, you should just start reviewing candy. Like, you have a candy show, just start reviewing it. So I was like, okay, like, let me try or whatever. So I did a couple, and then I was like, you know what? Let me start with what I know best, and that's It's Sugar. I absolutely am obsessed with It's Sugar. And so I was like, you know what? Let's see if they want to like collab real. Like, I'm gonna go to It's Sugar Universal Studios right up the road for me and see if they'd be down. And so I went up, I did the review, and when I walked into the store, we were like exploring. I was with my videographer for the show, Mateo, and my really good friend, and well, I'm both really good friends with Mateo and Tyler, but I was with Tyler, who helps me produce the show, book talent and stuff. And so I was like, let's go over to this section of the store. And I go back, and there's these bright green boxes, and I grab one off the shelf, and I see this box, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. It's a sour mystery box. Like, of course we have to get it. And then I turn the box on the side, and it says PuckerUp, and I lose my breath, scream. I literally screamed to Tyler and Mateo. I was like, stop, this literally says PuckerUp. And in that moment right there, I was like, we need to do something with sugar. This box needs to be a collab with PuckerUp, and we just need to make this happen. So fast forward, obviously finished the haul, posted the haul, collab reel posted it with It's Sugar, and I was like, oh my god, like, I'm just gonna wait, like, let's see there's traction, like, see if people go buy the box from my post. And a couple of my followers did go buy the box, and they DM me, and they're like, hey, like, we got the box, like, that you posted or whatever. And I was like, I just feel like this is a sign, like, let me ask It's Sugar if they would be down. And they fully believed in the idea, immediately were like, hey, like, let's explore this. I was jaw-dropped, couldn't believe it, so excited. And it's funny because a goal of mine with PuckerUp was to create my own candy line. But I knew that would be so hard, so much money that, like, in a startup, you don't really have right away. Obviously, like, as business owners or people would just know that want to start a business, like, you need the funds for that. But I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. Like, this is a way to have a candy line with PuckerUp. And so just It's Sugar believed in it. And I was so pumped and so happy when they said yes and that they were down, because that, I just feel like it's, like, life-changing. And obviously a couple months went by, a couple weeks, and it was put into action to do the It's Sugar PuckerUp Sour Mystery Box. Okay, quick intermission. I'll go in with the Patrick Ta for face, a little baby bit of this blush because it's so pink, and then the Haas Labs Glassy from, I think this is Lady Gaga's brand. So I'll do a little bit of this first, and then I'll go back in, do a little bit on my nose. I'll go back in and add some of this afterwards. So I put on a little bit, I blended in that blush, and I'm gonna tell you how PuckerUp came about, because you might be wondering, well, like, how did you even think of the idea of PuckerUp? I'm going to tell you all about that too, because you might be curious. Okay, next is the eyes. These, oh my god. Okay, so these are the same exact things. Obviously, I've completely used this one. I have a little bit of the pink shade left, but I got another one because this is my staple. I'm obsessed with her, and I use her for my eyes. Every single thing I do, this brown is my eyeshadow, and this is my brow bone, and this is a little bit of highlight. This Dior palette, mwah, chef's kiss. I use it for literally everything. This is my holy grail. Okay, I did my one eye over here. You can kind of see it, but I do my other eye. I just go in with the brown right here, and I do my eyelids, which I do this every single time. I'm not like too crazy with my makeup. I feel like usually if I do black eyeliner or something crazy, I used to do that heavily. Don't look back at those. I would be crazy with black eyeliner, like bottom and top. But now I just go in subtle. I feel like my eyes look wider and like bigger and nicer and more blue if I just go simple, like this brown from the Dior palette, and do my brow bone in the up here in the strobe, the gold like little shade here. So I feel like that is definitely more of my, you know, speed. So this is how PuckerUp was born. I'm gonna finish up my eyes and explain the story for you. So I had a previous job that I knew I eventually wanted to quit and start my own thing. So I was kind of debating back and forth, and I had texted my mom, and I was like, I think I'm at the point, like, I want to start my own thing. Like, I need to get, like, I just need a change. I was probably at like one of the lowest points in my life, and I was just like, I want to do something for me. I want to work for me. I want to run my own day. And my mom was like, you can't quit your job until you have a plan of what you're going to do next. So I was like, okay, like that's fair, like 100%. So I was like, where do I even begin? What would I want to do? Obviously, I had always had an interest for interviewing people. I love that. I've always loved that. I was a Sports Illustrated kid reporter at age 5. Which kind of got me into it. Loved like interviewing athletes for a bit, wanted to change it up to like pop culture vibes. And so I knew it was gonna be an interview thing. I wanted to have my own show, and like my ultimate dream job is Good Morning America. So I was like, I wanna be like, work my way obviously still towards doing something like that one day. And so I remember obviously like super down and out, just trying to think of an idea. And I read in a book somewhere, like, just always write down, journal, write down things, express, like find out what you love by journaling or writing things down pretty much. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna write down things that I love, and I'm just gonna make it super simple. Like, I'm not gonna overthink this, because I overthink every single thing in my life, my love life, my personal life, PuckerUp, I overthink everything. So I was like, just go down, write what you appreciate, write what you love to do, write what you love in general down on a piece of paper. So I was in my garage, and at the time, I moved now, but I wrote down a list of things, and I remember I put in tanning, the beach, working out, which is like the only 3 things that I really love, and I wrote down all those things, and I remember writing down candy, like that I love candy, and I went back through the list like later that day or like a few days later, and was like, how do I make a show out of one of these things? This doesn't, like, how am I supposed to, like, 'cause everyone has always told me you need to do what you love. Like, if you love what you do, then you're gonna be happy. So I was like, okay, how could I make the beach a game or a talk show? You can't, no one's gonna come to a beach. How can you make tanning? You can't, like, only girls might do that. And again, like, no celeb's gonna tan with you, like, what? And so then I come back across candy, and I was like, how do I make candy a show? I was like, but it's gonna be boring if they just eat candy, because like there's no like theme to that, there's no like creative thing to that. Like, candy's amazing, I think people would eat candy, but how would there be like an edge on eating candy? And then I was like, what type of candies are there? Chocolate, no, won't really work. And then I was like, sour candy. Sour candy might work. So also, we're interrupting quick because I always do lashes every show day. I have to wear lashes. I can't not wear lashes. It's a thing now. I order all my lashes from Amazon, so I'm just using these. They don't really have a name, but again, I get all my lashes from Amazon, and we're gonna put some lashes on while we continue the story about how PuckerUp came to be. So anyways, I was like, sour candy, and then one thing led to another, and I was like, this could work. So the next couple months, not months, it's pretty quick. Next couple days, weeks, I'll say, I was like researching, trying every single piece of sour candy, figuring out the levels, trying to fine tune like what the rules of the show would even be. Finally kind of put a like Google Doc together and figured out like, okay, it's gonna be sour candy, there's gonna be levels. The more progressively sour the candy gets, the more or the juicier their questions are gonna get. And the idea was born. And I remember thinking, I told my mom, I have the idea, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna start this show, and you eat sour candy, you answer questions, and we're just gonna see how it goes. Like, this is it, we're gonna see how it goes, and this is either gonna be my entire life, or it's not gonna work. And I just remember my mom and dad are the most supportive people in the entire world, and they're like, okay, we'll help you. Like, you know what, you have a plan, you're mastering it, we're gonna help you. Thank God, like, God bless my parents. But my mom goes, well, what are you gonna call it? And I was like, I come up with everything, and I was like, I don't have a name for it. Like, I don't have a name for the show. She literally goes, what about PuckerUp? I go, it's it. Sold. PuckerUp. The show is called PuckerUp. In 2 seconds, the name, my most precious thing on this entire earth, my job, my livelihood, the only thing that makes me truly so happy, she said in 2 seconds, PuckerUp. And I was like, you know what? Sold. PuckerUp it is. Okay, I got my lashes on, and usually after I do my lashes, I take my headband off and put these in, so like when I spray my face, my hair doesn't, like my hair kind of sits how I'm gonna have it. But I did that, and then I go in with the Sweet mascara. Sometimes I'll do that, or sometimes the Rare Beauty. Usually I like Sweet because it's a little more thin to me for the lashes, but the lashes obviously make all of the difference. yeah, so anyways, PuckerUp was born, and then a couple days later, I asked my good friends Carson and Lolo to be the first ever guest, and we did the first episode. It didn't really make sense with like the levels and the sour candy, so like I researched obviously how to make it work, and then redid all the levels, researched more sour candy, and then the idea like was born. It was so hard, the hardest thing I think I've ever had to get up and running and do, and I'll definitely go in with a Q-tip because I kind of get the mascara everywhere when I do it. But without fail, it took months to get it up and running. People agree to do the show. People were like, I don't really know. But I was just like, no, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. Even my mom was like, just stick with it. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. So eventually, after rethinking the whole thought process on how to book talent and getting people interested, I remember the first person, Alex Sampson and his team at Warner, loved them to death. They were the first people to be like, you know what? Let's send him. Let's give him a shot. And that kind of picked it up. I was like, okay, and now I know how to do it. And then one thing led to another with like a lot of resistance and resilience in starting your own business, especially something online and in the entertainment industry. You get told no so many times and you just want to lose your mind and you're like, what the hell am I doing with my life? But alas, of course, everything works out if you just obviously stick with it. But fast forward like a year and a half later, the most amazing people I've met along the way. It's the most crazy, mood swinging, life changing, experience that I've really had to go through, and I just can't thank the guests enough that have been on the show to help it to be successful. And of course, it all comes back around to the It's Sugar collab. They really decided to take a chance, believe in me. I'm pretty sure the PuckerUp, like us, are the first creator collab that they've done. So again, can't thank It's Sugar enough for believing in the idea, believing in PuckerUp, having our own sour mystery box, which is literally insane and the best. I hope everybody buys it, loves it, enjoys the candy, has their own customized box. But yeah, PuckerUp is just the best, and the people are best. The guests are amazing. The candy is fun. Sour brings out the best in you, which come to find out is crazy. And yeah, so that is a little bit about me. Well, that's just about PuckerUp. There's a lot more about me that you might not want to know. Just kidding. I don't really spill the secrets. Usually it's not me. I'm not eating the sour candy. Usually other people are. Also, real quick for my lip combo, I'll go in with the Makeup by Mario lip liner here real quickly in smoky pink. My roommate gave this to me. The Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks are expensive, the big size, so I've been, going off of this one for quite some time, and then the Summer Fridays over top. Oh. So yeah, that's the makeup. That's my little get ready with me. I'll go in and spray with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I live by this. I swear by this. Your makeup will not move, especially when you need to be camera ready. This is the holy grail. We love her so much. So thank you, Loop Magazine, for the feature. I hope you guys enjoyed the little get ready with me. If you want to binge more PuckerUp episodes, if you want to check it out, if you want to buy the PuckerUp It's Sugar Sour mystery box, you totally can. They're out now. I would love that. And again, thank you for the opportunity. And I hope you enjoyed the little get ready with me.